Joining me now is Ziba Murat. She is a Uyghur Muslim and the daughter of a retired doctor who is reportedly being detained by the Chinese Communist Party. Ziba, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
Now, when we last spoke, you had mentioned that your mom and you had last talked back in September of 2018. Do you have any updates about your mom, about her whereabouts and her current situation?
Yes, we actually received an unfortunate news, actually like a week ago, from an informed source that my mom was sentenced in March of 2019 to 20 years of prison by the Chinese government on false charges. So after 27 months of silence, that's the news we got. We didn't know that she has been in prison since March of 2019. It's hard to believe that my mom, who wouldn't dare to hurt a fly, now is in a prison on most preposterous charges. We're still trying to find out more details about her sentencing, but again, the Chinese government is still refusing to give us a complete picture of what has happened to her.
Was your mom living there at the time? Was she visiting? Can you sort of give us sort of the background? I know you had moved here, I believe it was in 2005, if I'm remembering that correctly.
Yes.
What was your mom doing in China at that time?
She went back home because that's where she lived. She went back home in 2016 after my sister had her first baby. So she went back to promise us to come back in a few months after checking everything back home, her house and whatnot. But that's the last time we spoke to her in 2016. Now she's in prison.
Something I want to talk about a little bit along the lines of sort of what the United States government has been doing and how they have been helping you. Obviously, we're getting ready for a transition of administrations. What are you hoping that the Biden administration continues to do that the Trump administration was doing, or what do you hope that they will do more to sort of bring your mom, back home or help these other Uyghurs that are allegedly in these camps in China?
Yeah, I hope the issue in particular in the example of my mom's case, where an innocent person was being punished for US citizens' activities, exercises to their rights, freedom of speech. I hope they will bring this case to the Chinese government when they have any dialogue. These missing Uyghurs has to be central to any dialogue in between the US government and the Chinese government going forward. I hope the administration would build an alliance with the allies to hold the China accountable, not to continue allow them to punish the innocent family members. They can't be punished while we are living freely in the United States.
Now, I want to get your thoughts on recent comments made by a foreign ministry spokesperson for China. He said that Xinjiang enjoys social stability, economic growth, ethnic solidarity, harmony among religions, and better livelihoods. What do you make of these comments?
Okay, then where's those missing family members? And why is my mom in prison? She's someone who has always thought of other people and served the Chinese society her whole career. When I was a little girl, when we visited the hospital that she worked, everyone would greet her by her name and calling her to their offices. They would have this long conversation, and some people wouldn't just let her go because they enjoy talking to her. Everyone loves her. This has like she has this personality which whoever talks to her have this ray of sunlight, a comfort, and she's the most caring and most gentle person. How does she deserve a 20-year sentence? And she's 58 years old with multiple health concerns. And her treatment at the hands of the Chinese government is the further evidence of the government's determination to eliminate or Uyghur professionals, intellectuals. It's another like striking another blow at the Uyghur culture. So when he says the people are living freely, at least they should be able to contact their loved ones, talk to them.
It's just absolutely heartbreaking. And I just have one last question for you, and I want to leave the audience with this last note that maybe something that you want the American people to know, and people around the globe, what you want them to know about what is happening in China.
As a citizens of the humanity, each and every person has a responsibility to ensure that the worst part of the history cannot be repeated. The Chinese government is holding hostages. They cannot be rewarded. My mother must be freed, and she needs to be with her granddaughters, daughters, not in a prison. And I'm just a daughter. I'm not an activist. I'm not a fighter or whatnot. But my world has been torn apart. I don't want to walk this path anymore. I want to hug my mother. I want to hear her voice. So please, just amplify our voices. Help us. Whoever out there, human rights organization, the world leaders, governments, I ask you to stand with us.